Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. Oh, my dear friends, come sit with me a spell, and let me tell you what's been filling my heart these past few days about our favorite show, General Hospital. I've been watching these folks in Port Charles for so many years now that they feel just like family to me. Some mornings I pour my coffee, turn on the TV, and it's like catching up with old neighbors who've been through thick and thin right alongside me. And, honey, the story happening with Jordan lately, well, it's touched me deeper than most. I've had to wipe away a tear or two, I'll admit it. You see, Jordan has always been one of those strong, proud women who stands tall no matter what life hands her. She's the kind who faces every storm with her chin up and her shoulders back. But after that terrible accident, things have changed for her in a way that just breaks my old heart. She's lying there in that hospital bed, and even though the doctors say her one good kidney is going to be just fine, thank the good Lord for small blessings. She can't stop thinking about the scars on her face. Curtis, bless his sweet soul, has been right there by her side the whole time, trying his best to lift her spirits. He gently helped her take those bandages off so she could look in the mirror for the first time. But the minute he stepped out of the room and after making sure their boy TJ wouldn't come rushing home too soon because he'd been told to stay put, poor Jordan just fell apart. She cried like her heart was shattering into a million pieces. I could feel it right through the screen. It made me think about how we women get so used to being the strong ones for everyone else. We raise families, we hold jobs, we keep the world spinning even when our own hearts are heavy. Jordan didn't want her son to see her like that, not after they've been apart for nearly a whole year. A mother's love is something fierce, isn't it? She'd rather carry all that pain alone than let her child worry. It reminded me of times in my own life when I tried to hide my troubles from my grown kids so they wouldn't lose sleep. You know how it is when you get to our age, we've learned that protecting the ones we love sometimes means carrying a heavier load ourselves. That's when Michael stepped in, and I'm so grateful he did. Michael knows exactly the road Jordan is walking right now because he's traveled it himself. Remember when he went through those awful burns? He spent months and months at that special clinic way over in Germany, getting the kind of care that most folks around here can only dream about. But when he came home, you could hardly tell anything had happened. His face looked just like the Michael we've always known, handsome and whole again. So now he's been reaching out to Jordan in the gentlest way, encouraging her to think about making that same trip. He keeps telling her she doesn't have to face this darkness all by herself. He wants her to go to Germany, to let those skilled doctors work their magic and help her feel like herself once more. I keep wondering to myself as I watch, will she find the courage to say yes? Right now she's so low, honey. She looks at her reflection and sees nothing but a disaster staring back. She says she doesn't even want to know who caused that accident. She's just stuck in all that hurt and doesn't know how to climb out yet. It's the kind of pain that makes you want to pull the covers over your head and hide from the world. But I believe deep down that strong, beautiful Jordan is still in there, the one who's faced every challenge before and come through shining. Life has a funny way of testing us, especially when we least expect it. One day you're going along fine, feeling in control, and the next you're looking in the mirror wondering who that woman is looking back at you. And here's the part that gave me a little spark of hope in all this sadness. Curtis and Michael have come to an understanding between them. In return for Michael helping Jordan get the treatment she needs, Curtis is going to stand with him and help uncover some of the darker secrets swirling around Willow and a few other troubling things happening in Port Charles. It's like they're quietly looking out for each other the way good people do when times get hard. It warms my heart to see that kind of quiet loyalty. Reminds me of how folks used to pull together back in my younger days, neighbors helping neighbors, family sticking close even when the road got rocky. You know, watching all this makes me think about how healing isn't just about the outside. It's about finding the strength inside yourself again with a little help from the people who care. We women over a certain age understand that better than anyone. We've earned every line on our faces, every ache in our bones, and we know that true beauty runs deeper than what shows in any mirror. Still, it's only human to want to feel good when you look at yourself. I sure hope Jordan takes that step and heads to Germany. She deserves to walk out of there with her head high, smiling like the strong, lovely woman she's always been. I'll be right here in my favorite chair, sipping my tea, and cheering her on in my quiet way, just like I've done for so many of these stories over the years. Life throws curveballs at all of us, but with a little love, a little faith, and the right helping hand, we can come through on the other side stronger and sweeter than before. Lord willing, Jordan will find her way back to that light. What do you think, dear heart? Do you believe she'll pack her bag and go to that clinic? I've got my fingers crossed and a little prayer in my pocket that she does. We've seen miracles happen in Port Charles before, and I'm hoping for one more. You keep watching with me, and we'll talk about it next time, just like old friends. You know, that poor woman went through something truly awful in that car accident. Her face got badly burned, and there were deep, ugly cuts from pieces of broken glass that went straight into her skin. The burns were bad enough, but those deep cuts worry me even more. The plastic surgeons at the hospital weren't very hopeful at all. They said it would be hard, maybe even impossible, to make the scars disappear completely, no matter how hard they tried. Both the burns and the cuts could leave marks that stay with her for a long time. But here's where Michael comes in, and bless his heart for it. He remembers every single day of his own treatment in Germany. The doctors there used special techniques on his burns that worked wonders, and he's learned that the very same kind of methods can help with deep cuts like Jordan's. He didn't want to rush in and give her false hope, though. Michael is careful like that. He took his time, asked the doctors plenty of questions, and made sure he had real, solid information before he ever spoke to her. He wanted to bring her something true, to hold on to something that could light a little spark of hope in her heart. I have to tell you, watching Jordan right now just tugs at my soul. For the very first time in her life, that strong woman is talking about giving up. She, who has never been one to quit, no matter how tough things got, is now saying she's tired of fighting. It's the first time I've ever seen her look so worn out and ready to throw in the towel. Michael had already sat down with Curtis and dear Stella Henry before he even brought it up with Jordan. They talked it all through so he could go to her with a clear plan and real facts. When he finally spoke to her, Jordan listened quietly. She heard every word, but you could see how exhausted she was. Her eyes just looked so heavy with sadness. Later, when it was just the two of them, she opened her heart to Curtis and told him the real worry that's been keeping her awake at night. She's not sure if Jen Sidwell would even let her go to Germany. The timing is all wrong. If she goes for treatment, it could take several months, maybe a long stretch of time away from Port Charles. And right now, every single day she spends in that hospital bed is already eating into the secret work she's been doing to gather evidence against him. Oh, honey, can you imagine the weight she's carrying? She wants to heal, but she's also got this important, dangerous job she feels she can't walk away from. It's like she's torn between taking care of herself and finishing something she started long ago. I sat there watching her talk to Curtis and thought to myself, Lord, give this woman strength. She's always been the one who pushes through, the one who never backs down. Seeing her so close to quitting just doesn't feel right. Michael is still gently encouraging her, reminding her that those doctors in Germany know what they're doing. He keeps telling her she doesn't have to face those scars alone, and that there's real hope waiting for her if she's willing to take the chance. Curtis is right there beside her too, being the steady, loving man he's always been. And I know Stella has probably offered her wise words and a warm hug the way she always does, and it makes me think about how life gets so complicated when we reach a certain age. We've spent years being strong for everyone else, our children, our work, our responsibilities. But there comes a moment when we have to choose ourselves too. Healing isn't selfish, dear hearts. Sometimes it's the bravest thing we can do. Jordan has given so much of herself already. I sure hope she finds the courage to say yes to Germany. Those months might feel long, but coming back with her beautiful smile restored, well, that would be worth every single day. I keep my fingers crossed every time I sit down to watch the next episode. I pray she'll listen to her heart and let Michael and Curtis help her take that step. We've seen so many miracles in Port Charles over the years. Maybe one more is waiting just around the corner for Jordan. What about you, my sweet friends? Do you think she'll find a way to go, even with everything hanging over her head? Or will she put her secret mission first? I'd love to know what your hearts are telling you. Let's keep watching together and see what happens next. After all, that's what makes these stories feel so real, like they could be happening to any one of us. I'll be right here with my cup of tea, sending a little prayer her way. You take care now, and we'll talk again soon.